It's Sunday here. Just the next day after this. I spent probably about 4 hours here today running through well, my plan what to do, because it's kind of messing me up not having hydraulics to tilt, and especially this ram to push the body off once I've welded it. I really didn't want to grease them slide runners until it was ready to give it a final polish, but I might have to do that now. Everything I was working in was kind of inches and half inches, so I need to get my final measurements of the spacing I have between this and this. It varies as it goes up. I think this has got a bit of a battering here and it's been tweaked a bit. One of them side things are a bit bent. So what I've done is I loosened everything there, hit everything with a sledge just to loosen it up and just see that this come back into line with the rest of it. It's about 4 or 5 mil out. No, it's yeah, probably 5 mil at the worst and 3 mil at everything else. Here is the furthest width, and then it kind of just comes in a small bit here. There's only like 5 mil in between it all, and then up here at the front it's the same as the back. I think it's 825 mil wide here and at the very back, and at the widest it's 833, so there's 8 mil in the difference. Probably not that much at the end. So my plan was, when I was doing this, was just to get washers, glue them to this or tack them, clamp this all together and weld my cross pieces, and then I was just going to use the hydraulics to push the body off, and I'd remove all the spacers and weld it up. But I'd done a truck before and it was only a tiny bit of, it was probably from there to here off a slide, and I'd done that and it took me ages to get it off, so there's no way I'd get that off if I didn't have hydraulics. So my plan now is to use this frame, the straightest side, and I'm going to clamp one side up. You'll see it anyway, I'll be doing it anyway. I'm going to slide this whole frame back to here, and I'm going to clamp one side down, and I'm going to weld the cross pieces square across. Then what I'm going to do is clamp the other side, and then I'll tap this out to the spacing I've made up here. So the spacing is 840 mil I'm going to have between the outside and the outside. At the tightest that'll only give 7 mil play, but this has paint on it here and there's loads of junk in there as well, so it'll probably end out at 10 mil at the widest, and then I'll have 15 mil at the ends. So I'm hoping that's enough. But and then I've worked out the outside, the overall length. I wanted to do that because I didn't want to waste too much steel, because what I'm doing here is I'm making these longer, and then I'll cut them at a dead straight. I'll use a string line or something just to measure them a straight line and cut it. I had to change the mill. I just done the total outside of this wheel. That wheel will come out another 10 mil because that's the thickness of the rims, because it'll be inside rim. So that's 20 mil there, and then I think this bar is going to come 20 mil past here. It's going to be out to there, and then I have a 6 mil flat that come down here, so it's going to be out to around there. I'd say it's going to be just an inch out. But then I have my square fenders and they come out a good bit, so I'm hoping that'll work out okay. I can bring it in a small bit anyway if I have to. Once I this marked up, I can make everything look a bit better then again. Yes, that's there. So what I'm doing now is I'm just cutting a couple extra lengths of this stuff. I might cut them all now because I've worked out these are 88 inches and there's like 4 or 5 inches waste that I've been cutting off kind of. So I've just trimmed it down a bit, so I have 2 inches waste when I go to straighten all this, and I'm saving a good bit of inches on my leftover piece because it was 2 foot 10 inches, or 2 foot 10 inches, but it can be spaced in between here if I have to or whoever. So that's all I'm doing now, is cutting them out. I have them on a pallet up there. I'll just run them down, run them into the shed. I'll pop these off, I think, and probably grease it. And then I might just weld it up, and then hopefully I can either ratchet it off with the ratchet straps, or I'll pull it with the forklift. Right. started cutting the cross pieces, so I've done them all. So I'm just going to get them moved down into the shed and start on this. It's 3 o'clock in the day already. Sundays I don't start early, I start at 10. Just the whole day fucking about. Right. That's me done there for the evening. It's gone 5 Sunday. So what I'm doing is just marking out. I didn't want to start welding anything because I want to get it all welded and tacked up, and probably weld it all in one day, so I can in the evening I can just slide it off and leave it in the shed for the night, because all the cross pieces are bare steel. That's why I think I'm going to grease that just so it doesn't rust. There's one spot there where it's catching. All the rails, even though this is bent a small bit, all the rails slipped on real easy and off. Only here it got caught a small bit. So I'm just going to shine that one up a bit more, and I'll grease it then. I'm marking these out here. Kept making mistakes. I was just marking them rough to see where stuff went, and kept making stupid mistakes. So I'm marking out the proper cross pieces that go across on every kind of sheet. It'll be near enough 4 foot, but it's a bit over, and I'm going to put in the middle ones afterwards. I'm marking these out because I don't have to cut any sheets crossways, making stupid mistakes. What I've done here is the first 2-inch cross piece is going to go here. So then it's I forget, it's 126 millimeters, whatever. 1263 or something. The sheet is sheet to have up there. Yeah. And so instead of measuring down here 126, what I've done is I've come down 20 mil. Oh, that's 25 mil. I think it's to there I've come to. And I've started measuring from here. So the sheet is going to start halfway on this box iron. So then I've come down here to my 126. Whatever it is. Where's that out there? So 126. What I've done then is I've come a bit further down past it. Down past this is where it's going to be. So that's going to leave a 3 mil gap for when I put the next sheet on in between, so I can run a weld seam down the middle and I don't have to penetrate too much because the gap is already there. And I've done the same all the way down then. I've gone 120 or 1265, so I've left a 3 mil gap on every one on the way down. and I'm going to separate the sheets that much just to get a weld in there easy, so it penetrates through the 2 sheets and into the box, stick it down. So I'm just going to do the other side now, and then I might grind these out, the cross pieces. It'll be easier to measure it, but I'll get this done first. So I have a light skim grease on there, the really small one. I went over the whole lot again with a hard disc just to really cut the scale off the top of that, and then I would polish it up with a mop disc, so there's a tiny bit more taken off, just to make it slide a bit better. And then I just a small coating of grease on it, so hopefully that won't affect when I'm welding it. It'll get a small bit here. I'm hoping to just make it slide off a bit easier tonight. So I'm not going to record anymore. I'm just going to I'm going to slap these on, get them leveled up, and start getting the cross pieces in. That's all the cross pieces welded in for where the sheets end. I spent an awful lot of time measuring up. I just wanted to make sure I kept the gap between here and here, so I didn't have any tight spots there, because there's one tight spot here where there's 8 or 7 mil. It's actually less because I've squeezed it in a small bit. There's only 5 mil of gap in here and here. But I thought I was going to have hassle getting this off. I think I said before I had one on before. I couldn't get it off. I can actually slide this whole 23 foot on that. That's easy enough. You know what I'm talking. So I'll be able to just slide that straight off. What I'm going to do is roll the truck forward. Just going to roll the truck forward. I'm going to slide this back into the yard here and just drop it down on the ground. And I'll weld in these cross pieces then. Center bits, they don't have to be dead on. I have them marked already. I just want to grind them out. Might bring the truck out actually and grind them outside. And then just slide this off in here and put it on the floor. I'll be welding this slowly. I'm getting really good tacks in it, so they should be okay. But I'll probably spend a day just welding them across on the bottom. I'll just do that weld there. I'll get it real hot and real penetrated in, and I'll move down. And then once I do one line, I'll go away for half an hour, and come back and make sure it's all cool. Because this being so thick anyway, it'll be a good heat soak, so they'll cool down fairly quick. So I'm just really going to take my time welding that up, just so I don't tweak anything. And just because when the earth cable gets a bit warm or anything, because it's running fairly hot, that 1 mil wire, it kind of jumps the weld a bit every now and then. So I want to make sure that's cool as well, and just make sure all of them are perfect. And any of the big long welds I have to do on it, I think I'm about changing over to arc welding. The welder doesn't get as hot, and I can run really quick with big wire on it, or big rods. But yeah, that works out perfect. So I'll leave that there, and I don't think I'll record anymore. I have all the next ones marked out there, and all the paint ground off. I'm just going to mark these lines up here. I have them all done. And then I just pull this off, just weld them on. That'll be that done. So hopefully that'll be all welded tomorrow. It's only 6 o'clock now, so I'm going to spend another half an hour, maybe hour here. I'm going to pull it off, slide it off, get it on the floor, and try and get it somewhat level. I'll use blocks, but it won't be level, but I want to get it kind of, I don't want it twisted like that. Even if it's kind of like that, I don't mind. Yeah, hopefully this will just slide off as easy as I was moving it a while ago. Alright, that was a lot of hassle. I'll do is I'm just going to throw down 2 more blocks here in the middle. Seems to be fairly straight. Well, it doesn't look level there, but I will level it out a bit. Now I'll just start welding in the rest. I'll probably do a lot of it here on the ground actually. Probably weld all that in and the side rails. Oh yeah, we can start on that tomorrow. Ready for the morning now. I just all the ones set out. Just going to mark the center line on them and get them for welding in. They don't have to be dead straight with each other. I've got a 20mm to cut off every one of them once I have it on the truck and all set out. If you're liking these videos, subscribe to them. Hit the thumbs up. Just want to see when I get up to 1,000 subscribers, see what happens. I'm nearly at 400, so it'll be a bit of crack to see. Alright, leave that video there.